The file felt heavy in my hand, the weight of secrets pressing down on the worn leather. Project 2025. This, my friends, is a blueprint. A roadmap to a future that looks a whole lot different from the America we know. We're talking a seismic shift in power, a dismantling of institutions, all carefully orchestrated by a group operating in the shadows. The plans are there, the players are in place, and the clock is ticking. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the key points of this plan, connect the dots, and show you exactly what's at stake. Because this isn't just about politics anymore, folks. This is about the very soul of our nation. First up, let's talk about power. Project 2025 takes aim at the very heart of our government, aiming to shift the balance from a system of checks and balances to, well, a one-man show. We're talking about concentrating unprecedented power in the hands of the executive branch, specifically, the president. Imagine a government where agencies designed to provide independent oversight are gutted, their power absorbed into the Oval Office. This isn't about efficiency, folks, it's about control. It's about dismantling the very safeguards that prevent one person, one ideology, from running roughshod over our democracy. This next part is personal for a lot of folks, especially those who've dedicated their lives to public service. Project 2025 introduces a little something called the Schedule F plan. Under Schedule F, thousands of career government employees, scientists, analysts, lawyers, could find themselves out of a job overnight. Their crime? Not aligning with the new political agenda. Decades of experience, of institutional knowledge, wiped out and replaced with yes men. It's about silencing dissent and ensuring that only one voice, their voice, gets heard. Okay, so you've got the executive branch calling the shots, and you've replaced the experts with loyalists. What's next? Well, you gotta make sure the courts don't throw a wrench in the works. Project 2025 understands that lasting change requires a friendly judiciary, so they've got a plan for that too. It's a long game, but the strategy is clear. Appoint judges who share their ideology and who are willing to chip away at the power of the courts to challenge executive action. Imagine a world where the president can issue executive orders, no matter how extreme, and the courts lack the teeth to intervene. It's a slow burn, a gradual erosion of the checks and balances that have defined our democracy for centuries. Now let's talk about your money, your health, your environment. Because Project 2025 has big plans for those too. Under the guise of unleashing economic growth, Project 2025 calls for a massive deregulation campaign. We're talking rolling back environmental protections, gutting consumer safety rules, and silencing the voices of workers. It's a corporate free-for-all, and guess who foots the bill? That's right, the American people. They dangle the promise of prosperity while quietly handing over the keys to the very people who've shown time and time again that they'll prioritize profit over people every single time. Alright, so far we've covered the power grab, the gutting of the bureaucracy, the stacking of the courts, and the deregulation frenzy. Feeling a little uneasy yet? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the social engineering aspect of Project 2025. This is where things get really personal. We're talking about reshaping the very fabric of our society, from how our children are educated to who gets to call America home. Project 2025 lays out a plan to radically alter policies on immigration, education, and civil rights. It's about imposing a narrow, exclusionary vision of what America should look like, who belongs, and whose voices matter. And finally, let's talk about law and order, because no power grab is complete without controlling the levers of enforcement. Project 2025 aims to bring law enforcement agencies, particularly those at the federal level, under tighter presidential control. We're talking about a scenario where the Justice Department becomes a tool of the executive branch, where investigations are launched or stonewalled for political gain. Imagine a world where whistleblowers are silenced, where political opponents are targeted, and where the president's enemies are conveniently subject to the full force of the law. This isn't about keeping our streets safe, folks. This is about consolidating power, about removing any remaining obstacles to absolute control. So there you have it, folks. Project 2025 laid bare. A plan so audacious, so brazen in its scope, that it's hard to believe it's real. But it is. And it's happening right now, under our noses. They'll tell you it's about efficiency, about putting power back in the hands of the people. But we know better, don't we? We know that concentrated power without accountability leads to corruption, to tyranny. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and never ever stop questioning. The future of our democracy depends on it.